What is up, everybody? What is up, and welcome to another video here on the PGH Chris TV show. I am your host, PGH Chris TV. Thank you guys here for joining. Quick disclaimer. Really happy for Ohio State. Thank you guys so much who watched my video, my quick thoughts about that. But we are here today to give you guys a quick another little recap review here on what we watched this past Sunday here, the Steelers versus the Bills. Real quick before I get into the rest of the video, please leave a subscribe, like, comment. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to go subscribe to the Sports Jedi Network, Sports Jedi Media, and all socials. That's YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, as well as my platforms, PGH Chris TV on all platforms, X, formerly known as Twitter, of course, Instagram, Twitch, Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App, etc. Today's show and sponsor of the channel, DUBBY Energy. DUBBY Energy. Join the DUBBY movement and be better. Thank you, DUBBY, for sponsoring the show. We will hear from our sponsor a little bit later throughout this video here with some ads and tell you guys a little bit about what promo codes you can use to get yourself a nice little discount from DUBBY Energy. Thank you for sponsoring the PGH Chris TV show, PGH Chris Productions, which is officially going under a rebrand. And I'll get more into that at another time. Before I stream NXT tonight here on the over at the Sports Jedi Network, just want to give you guys a quick rundown as I'm recording this about the Steelers and the Bills. What we saw on Sunday, it was fucking embarrassing. That's what it was. How did we play? I cannot tell you how many fucking times we have played such a good first half against decent teams. That's like, oh, the Steelers are gonna lose. We play a good first half against the Bills, the Bears, the Colts, and we ended up beating them. But really, the Bears and the Bills, and we and the Packers, and we fall short. What's going on? Why aren't we winning these games? Why are we starting out good and not closing out? Last season was the opposite. But you know what? It really wasn't, because this is starting to feel like an every year thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm really starting to get fucking fed up with it, because it's like nobody wants a change. It's like nobody in Pittsburgh sports wants a change. Look, Mike Tomlin is the only coach I've ever grew up around when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It wasn't really around during the Bill Cowher days. All right. It's gonna really pain me to say this, and it's gonna be hard. I think it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Clearly, nobody wants to change in Pittsburgh. We need it. We have to move on from Mike Tomlin. And I sadly agree, because look, he thinks his way's the right way. It's simply not that case anymore. And it's no secret, guys. We can all blame Terrell Austin all we want for how piss poor the defense has been playing the last couple of months. Mike Tomlin's the one making the play calls. So just want to let you guys know, Mike Tomlin is the one making the play calls. So I don't really think it's fair to give Terrell Austin the entire blame. But fuck the defense for a second. Before we get into our ad, this video is not going to be too long. I got some wrestling duties I got to take care of. Look, the offense. Look, let's talk into that right now. We signed Adam Thielen today. Free agency. He's not free agent. He got waived from the Vikings, and now he's over here. Why couldn't we do something like this 3 weeks ago? Why is Brandon Cooks not with the Steelers, and the Bills ended up getting him because they were in the same situation where they had Josh Allen, but they had, nobody to throw it to. Keon Coleman didn't do shit, but had a fucking touchdown against the Steelers. All this shit about Keon Coleman in the media the last couple of weeks, and he scores touchdowns against the Steelers. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing, guys. Like, what are we doing? And then we just have the nerve to have ridiculous play calls. Why are we doing pitch runs outside on 3rd and 4? The play calling, it was not great this past Sunday. It was awful. DK Metcalf can only do so much. Aaron Rodgers can only do so much. But when receivers aren't running the right routes, there was times where Calvin Austin ran the wrong route. He dropped that. Aaron Rodgers did a good job of scrambling out of coverage. Calvin Austin, ran around the field a little bit to get open. He dropped the ball. Roman Wilson, he's supposed to look over his shoulder, and Aaron Rodgers called him out on that. And it's like, what are we doing? Aaron Rodgers has nobody. We signed Pat Freiermuth to a deal that made it seem like he was a top 3, top 5 tight end in the fucking league, and he sucks. He has not done shit. Stop acting like we have a run game when we don't. That's my problem with the offense. Especially on Sunday. Guys, we're going to talk about the defense. Before I get into the defense, again, this channel is sponsored by DUBBY Energy, so we're going to hear from our sponsor. All right, everybody, make sure to use code PGHChris at checkout for 10% off your order for DUBBY. Join the DUBBY movement and be better. And a quick thank you to all of our partners and sponsors of the PGHChrisTV show. Now, let's get back to our program. Defensively, defensive backs, your tackling is fucking horrendous. And I know that I don't think anybody really tackled great. Now, James Porter Jr. Has some good tackles, open field tackles especially. But when it came to Brandon Cooks running the ball, you guys could not tackle him for shit. For shit. Even Alex Highsmith, our pass rushers. There's so many times you could have had Josh Allen sacked right then and there, and you just missed him. And Alex Highsmith, that has been a routine for the last 3 years, where he gets to the quarterback and can't finish the tackle. You might as well put Nick Herbig in that spot. Start Nick Herbig. He looks so much better on the field than Alex Highsmith does. Now, that might be a hot take. I might be the only one that feels that way. But Alex Highsmith, he cannot finish the play like Nick Herbig has shown he can. I mean, the injuries are killing us, man. We are getting in the Steelers defense. Patrick Queen not being out there hurt. Porter's always getting fucking hurt. Jalen Ramsey had something wrong earlier in the year. We know how TJ Watt is. Cam Hayward beefing with fucking Josh Allen and does absolutely nothing after. Wow, Josh Allen broke a record. It's tough. It's tough being a Steelers fan. It's the same shit every year. All we care about is Mike Tomlin not having a losing record. It's fucking ridiculous. We need to care about winning our first playoff game in 10 years. We need to care about winning a Super Bowl. We need to care about winning the conference, winning our division, which right now we're not. We had it. Cincinnati gave us help, and we still couldn't fucking capitalize. And now we're going into this week against Baltimore, which, are we at home? Are we at home for Baltimore this week, guys? I'm going to have to check that out right now. And I apologize for not having that information on the top of my head. But we're playing in Baltimore. This is the early AFC Championship. And we need to win this first game. If we lose, we're done. I'll say it again. We lose this Sunday in Baltimore to the Ravens, we're done. Because, this is basically the AFC Championship game. Usually it's the last game of the year, but if we win and we continue to, have a better record than the Ravens or still be 500, but we have that advantage against the Ravens on that first game, it gives us, it doesn't put too much pressure on us to go out there and beat the Ravens to neutralize it. But we need to we cannot lose another division game. We cannot lose. We only have 2 more division games. We cannot lose them. If we can clean sweep the Ravens, which looks unlikely but looks very very possible. I mean, we're gonna be in a good spot for the playoffs, getting into the playoffs at least. We might get a low seed and having to play the Patriots, which we beat earlier in the year, or Jacksonville, or the Chargers. We're gonna have to play one of those teams, which I think they're all beatable. We just have to go out there and play like how we can. It just Steelers football just hasn't been there in the last couple of months, man. All year. It was promising good the first 3 weeks maybe, but now it's starting to be a concern. And there's still a lot of football left, but we gotta get the ball rolling. We cannot have these mistakes happen. So that's gonna be it for this video. Again, Adam Thielen is a Steeler. Darius Slay is a Steeler. Really doesn't affect much. Darius Slay fucking sucked. And then Adam Thielen can hopefully give us another target. But this was not a good game. Very disappointed on both sides of the ball. And our coaching, we have to be better. I'll give you guys a preview this week on the Steelers and Ravens game. Thank you guys so much here for joining and watching the PGH Chris TV show. Again, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications for notifications when I either go live or upload a video. Subscribe to the Sports Jedi Network for all of our pro wrestling needs. Again, DUBBY Energy, official sponsor of the channel. Use code PGHChrisTV for 10% off, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.